And comes from the book of Mark, chapter 1, verses 21 through 28. Please stand in body or in spirit for the reading of the gospel. They went to Capernaum, and when the Sabbath came, he entered the synagogue and taught. They were astounded at his teaching, for he taught them as one having authority, and not as the scribes. Just then, there was in the synagogue a man with an unclean spirit, and he cried out, "What have you to do with us, Jesus of Nazareth? Have you come to destroy us? I know who you are, the Holy One of God." But Jesus rebuked him, saying, "Be silent and come out of him." And the unclean spirit, convulsing him and crying with a loud voice, came out of him. They were all amazed, and they kept on asking one another, "What is this? A new teaching with authority? He commands even the unclean spirits, and they obey him." At once his fame began to spread throughout the surrounding region of Galilee. The word of the Lord.
Thank you, Jolene, for inviting me up here today. When she first asked me, my immediate response was, no, I don't do public speaking. Sue and I moved to the city about 7 years ago. In a quest for a new church, we visited many Lutheran congregations, as that was the denomination that we belonged to. We couldn't find one that felt just right. One day, while walking the neighborhood, we came across Res Cov and decided to visit. After the service, we were greeted with open arms by Cooper. We've always felt warm here, and thank you, Cooper. Sue and I have been together for 40 years. We met in high school, got married after college, raised 4 children, and are now blessed with 3 grandchildren. Matthew 25 has been a theme of ours. It talks about welcoming the stranger. I was a stranger, and you took me in. That is something that we strongly believe in. Volunteering has always been a part of our lives. I consider myself a retired baseball and softball coach after 12 years coaching my kids. My mom, who is here today, needed help with her pad site, and I started volunteering there for years. I was even bringing my kids to help out. We have volunteered in refugee ministry, serving Exodus World Service for over 25 years, welcoming the stranger to a new life in the Chicago area. Looking for a more active role in a not-for-profit organization, I also had the opportunity to serve on Exodus World Service Board for 6 years. Once we started coming to Res Cov on a regular basis, I was looking for somewhere to get more involved and to meet more people. We heard about the Warming Center, and serving the community where I live is very important to me, and I knew it was going to be a natural fit. The Warming Center offers an opportunity to directly serve in the community where we live in. The guests are our neighbors and allows us to live out for God's glory and neighbors' good. The Warming Center welcomes guests with dignity to a warm and comfortable place to be, a place where there is no judgment, but only community and friendly support. We gather around the table, we share a meal, the volunteers and guests engage with one another, conversation, games, and even playing the piano. I enjoy my time at the Warming Center and serving with all the other volunteers. I believe we make a positive impact to the guests, and the guests have a positive impact to the volunteers. Who cannot love Cookie or Rosette or any of the other regular guests? I have played Uno my whole life, but I've never played competitive Uno until I got here. We engage with the guests, we listen to them, we serve them, and we have fun. There's real community feeling in this basement on the 2nd and 4th Fridays of every month. And if there's a 5th Friday, we are still here, and how to confuse the guests by having a 5th Friday. One thing I've learned later in life is that mental illness is real. It impacts many people. The Warming Center offers a place where all people are accepted and respected for who they are. What a good feeling to be able to serve in that environment and that community. I'm encouraged by the commitment and the collaboration of the Warming Warming Center Leadership Team. Sarah, thank you for your many years of service. Aaron, for your consistent support and ideas. Liv, thank you for joining the leadership team this past year and all your organizational skills that you have brought as we've increased the numbers of guests that we serve. As always, Emily, for the help for her supplies and her coordinating the volunteers, and Carissa for getting more involved to help from support from the leadership team of ResCov. And thank you for all the cooks who prepare the meals. Carissa's team and Jeff's teams are great. And also important are the volunteers who we spend Friday nights with. They have become friends of mine, and we've built relationships over the years, and I thank them. And then, with no disrespect to Pastors Jolene, Dave, and Kyle, many of the guests actually ask me if I'm the pastor here. I value being a member of the ResCov. I value being a member of ResCov, a small church at the corner of Marshfield and Byron that makes an impact on the community we live in. Okay, and the hard one, in the closing, I'd like to thank my mom and my wife, who have been incredible role models to me and everyone around them. Thank you.